And this morning, the crew took a cheat day and said, I'm not going to worry about the calories, we're going sweet. Anchor Chris Shaw taking you aboard the Serious Cookie Company food truck.
Cookies are one of the most loved snacks in the United States. They're in lunchboxes, office drawers, kitchen cabinets, and late-night cravings. From chocolate chip classics to cream-filled favorites, most people eat cookies without ever thinking about what's actually inside them. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Not all cookies are created equal. Some of the most popular cookie brands on store shelves are packed with refined sugars, highly processed oils, artificial flavors, preservatives, and ingredients designed more for shelf life than for quality. Many of these cookies are engineered to taste addictive, combining sugar, fat, and texture in a way that keeps you reaching for just one more. Without realizing how processed the ingredients really are, some brands even market themselves as baked or made with real ingredients, while still relying heavily on additives and ultra-refined components behind the scenes. The problem isn't enjoying cookies occasionally. The problem is turning low-quality, highly processed cookies into a regular habit without knowing what you're actually consuming. When something becomes part of your daily snacking routine, those ingredients start to matter more than you think. Today, we're exposing 10 cookie brands you should avoid eating at all costs, including several popular names you probably see every time you walk into a grocery store. But don't worry, this isn't about giving up cookies completely. At the end of this video, we'll also show you a few safer cookie brands that use simpler ingredients and better quality recipes. Before we dive in, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss these eye-opening food breakdowns. Let's get started. 1. Oreo cookies. Oreo cookies are one of the most recognizable snack brands in the world, often seen as a classic treat enjoyed by both kids and adults. However, behind the familiar black and white cookie is a product that is highly processed and far removed from what most people would consider a traditional homemade cookie. One of the biggest concerns with Oreo cookies is the type of ingredients used to create their texture and flavor. The cookie itself is made with refined flour and sugar, which are common in many baked goods. But the real issue comes from the addition of highly processed oils and artificial flavoring compounds. Oreos typically contain vegetable oils that are refined through industrial processes to extend shelf life and maintain consistency across large production batches. These oils are chosen because they are inexpensive and stable, not because they represent the highest quality ingredients. Another concern is the cream filling. While it may appear simple, the filling is not made from fresh dairy cream, but rather a mixture of sugar, oils, and flavoring agents designed to mimic the texture of cream. This filling is engineered to remain stable for long periods, allowing the cookies to sit on store shelves for months without spoiling. The result is a product that is designed more for durability than freshness. Additionally, Oreo cookies contain artificial flavors that help create their signature taste. These flavor compounds are carefully developed to ensure that every cookie tastes exactly the same, regardless of when or where it is produced. There's also the issue of sugar content. Oreos are heavily sweetened, and because they are easy to snack on, it is common for people to eat multiple cookies in one sitting. This can quickly lead to higher sugar intake than expected. Another factor is how frequently these cookies are consumed. Because they are so widely available and heavily marketed, Oreos often become a regular snack rather than an occasional treat. Oreo cookies are not inherently dangerous when eaten occasionally, but they represent the broader category of ultra-processed snack foods. They are designed for mass production, long shelf life, and consistent taste rather than ingredient simplicity. For consumers who are trying to be more mindful of what they eat, choosing cookies made with simpler ingredients and fewer additives may offer a better alternative to highly processed options like Oreos. 2. Chips. Ahoy cookies. Chips Ahoy! Cookies are another extremely popular brand that can be found in nearly every grocery store in the United States. Known for their crunchy texture and chocolate chip flavor, these cookies are often marketed as a convenient snack for families. However, like many mass-produced cookies, they rely heavily on industrial ingredients and processing methods that prioritize shelf stability and consistency over quality. One of the main concerns with Chips Ahoy cookies is the use of refined ingredients. The cookies are made with refined flour and high amounts of added sugar, which are standard in many packaged snacks but still contribute to their overall processed nature. Another significant issue is the type of fats used in the recipe. Chips Ahoy cookies typically contain highly refined vegetable oils that are chosen for their long shelf life and stability rather than their nutritional quality. These oils undergo multiple processing steps before being used in food production, which allows manufacturers to produce cookies in large quantities that remain remain consistent over time. The result is a product that can sit on store shelves for extended periods without losing its texture or flavor. The chocolate chips used in these cookies are also part of the concern. While they provide the signature taste, they are often made with additional sugar and stabilizers to ensure they maintain their shape during baking and storage. This contributes to the overall sugar content of the product, which can become quite high when multiple cookies are consumed in one sitting. Another factor is the use of preservatives and flavoring agents. Chips. Ahoy! Cookies are designed to taste the same every time, regardless of when they are produced or where they are sold. To achieve this, manufacturers include flavor compounds and preservatives that help maintain consistency and prevent spoilage. While these ingredients are approved for use in food, they highlight how far the product is from a simple homemade cookie recipe. Chips. Ahoy! Cookies are widely consumed because they are convenient, affordable, and familiar. However, they reflect the broader processed food industry's approach to snack production. For people who eat cookies regularly, switching to brands that focus on simpler ingredients and less processing may provide a snack that is closer to traditional baking methods rather than industrial manufacturing. 3. Keebler Chips Deluxe Cookies. Keebler Chips Deluxe Cookies are another widely recognized brand often associated with nostalgic advertising and familiar packaging. While they may appear similar to traditional chocolate chip cookies, their ingredient profile reflects the realities of large-scale snack production. One of the main concerns with these cookies is the reliance on refined flour and high levels of added sugar. These ingredients are commonly used in packaged baked goods because they are inexpensive and help create a consistent texture. However, they also contribute to the overall processed nature of the product, especially when consumed frequently. Another factor is the type of fats used in Keebler cookies. Like many mass-produced snacks, these cookies are made with refined vegetable oils rather than fresh butter. Vegetable oils used in processed foods are often heavily refined to remove flavor and increase shelf stability. This allows the cookies to maintain their texture over long periods, but it also means the ingredients are far removed from those used in traditional homemade baking. The use of these oils helps manufacturers produce large quantities of cookies that remain consistent in taste and appearance, regardless of where they are sold. The chocolate chips in Chips Deluxe cookies also contain additional sugar and stabilizing ingredients. These additives ensure that the chocolate holds its shape during baking and storage, but they contribute to the overall sugar content of the product. When combined with the sugar already present in the cookie dough, the result is a snack that can be significantly sweet, especially when eaten in larger portions. Another issue is the presence of flavoring agents and preservatives. Packaged cookies must remain stable on store shelves for extended periods, which requires ingredients that prevent spoilage and maintain flavor consistency. These additives are not typically part of traditional cookie recipes, which rely on fresh ingredients and are meant to be consumed shortly after baking. Keebler Chips Deluxe cookies are convenient and widely available, which explains their popularity. However, they represent the broader category of industrial baked goods designed for long shelf life and mass distribution. For consumers who eat cookies regularly, choosing products made with simpler ingredients and fewer additives may offer a snack closer to traditional baking rather than highly processed production. 4. Pepperidge Farm Milano Cookies. Pepperidge Farm Milano cookies are often marketed as a more premium cookie option with elegant packaging and a focus on indulgent flavor combinations such as chocolate, mint, or orange. Because of this branding, many consumers assume they are made with higher quality ingredients compared to standard grocery store cookies. However, despite the premium image, Milano cookies still rely on many of the same industrial ingredients and processing methods found in other packaged cookie brands. One of the primary concerns is the use of refined flour and sugar, which form the base of the cookie. These ingredients are common in baked goods, but in mass-produced products, they are used in large quantities to create consistent taste and texture. Another important factor is the type of fats used in Milano cookies. Like many commercial baked goods, they often rely on refined vegetable oils rather than fresh butter. These oils are processed to remain stable over time, allowing the cookies to maintain their structure and texture even after months on store shelves. While this helps with shelf life, it also means the product is more processed than it might appear. The chocolate layer in Milano cookies adds another level of complexity to the ingredient list. While it contributes to the cookie's flavor, it is often made with additional sugar and stabilizers to ensure it remains solid and consistent during storage. This increases the overall sugar content of the product and adds to its processed nature. Another consideration is the presence of flavoring agents. To maintain consistent taste across large batches, manufacturers often use flavor compounds that help standardize the product. These ingredients ensure that every cookie tastes the same, regardless of when it is produced. While this consistency is appealing to consumers, it also highlights the difference between industrial cookies and those made from fresh ingredients at home. Milano cookies may feel more premium than other packaged options, but they still reflect the processed food industry's approach to snack production. Their long shelf life and consistent flavor come from carefully engineered ingredients rather than simple, traditional baking methods. For consumers who want a cookie closer to homemade quality, looking for brands that use simpler ingredients and fewer additives may provide a better alternative. 5. Nutter Butter Cookies. Nutter Butter cookies are widely known for their peanut-shaped design and strong peanut flavor, making them a favorite snack for many consumers. However, despite their unique appearance, they still fall into the category of highly processed snack foods. One of the main concerns with Nutter Butter cookies is the use of refined flour and high levels of added sugar, which are standard in many packaged cookies but still contribute to their overall processed nature. The peanut flavor, which many people assume comes primarily from natural peanuts, is often enhanced with additional flavoring agents to maintain consistency across large production batches. Another factor is the type of oils used in the cookies. Like many mass-produced snack products, Nutter Butter cookies rely on refined vegetable oils rather than natural fats like butter. These oils are processed to ensure long shelf stability and consistent texture, but they are far removed from the ingredients used in traditional baking. The combination of sugar and processed oils creates a product designed for extended storage and mass distribution rather than freshness. The filling between the cookies also adds to the overall level of processing. Instead of fresh peanut butter, the filling is typically a mixture of sugar, oils, and flavoring compounds designed to mimic the taste and texture of peanut butter. This allows the product to maintain consistency over time, but increases the overall sugar content. Because Nutter Butter cookies are easy to snack on and often consumed in multiple servings, the combination of sugar and processed ingredients can add up quickly. While they may be enjoyable as an occasional treat, they reflect the broader trend of industrial snack production, where convenience and shelf life are prioritized over ingredient simplicity. 6. Famous Amos chocolate chip cookies. Famous Amos cookies are often marketed as bite-sized treats that resemble homemade chocolate chip cookies. Their branding suggests a more traditional baking style, but in reality, they are still mass-produced products designed for long shelf life. One of the primary concerns with Famous Amos cookies is the use of refined ingredients such as white flour and added sugars. These ingredients are common in many packaged snacks and contribute to the overall processed nature of the product. Another factor is the type of fats used in the cookies. Instead of fresh butter, which is commonly used in homemade baking, these cookies often rely on refined vegetable oils that are processed to remain stable over time. This allows the cookies to maintain their texture during storage and transportation, but moves them further away from traditional baking methods. The chocolate chips used in Famous Amos cookies are also part of the concern. While they provide the signature taste, they are typically made with added sugar and stabilizers to ensure consistency and durability. This contributes to the overall sugar content and processed composition of the product. Another issue is the use of preservatives and flavoring agents. Packaged cookies must remain fresh for extended periods, which requires ingredients that prevent spoilage and maintain flavor consistency. These additives are not typically part of homemade cookie recipes and highlight the difference between fresh baking and industrial production. Famous Amos cookies may appear more traditional than some other brands, but they still represent the processed snack food industry. For people who consume cookies regularly, choosing products with simpler ingredients may offer a closer alternative to homemade cookies. 7. Little Debbie oatmeal creme pies. Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies are often viewed as a nostalgic snack, combining soft oatmeal cookies with a sweet cream filling. While they may seem like a more wholesome option because of the presence of oats, the overall product is still highly processed. One of the main concerns is the high sugar content, particularly in the cream filling, which is made from a combination of sugar, oils, and flavoring compounds rather than real dairy-based cream. Another factor is the use of refined flour alongside oats. While oats are generally associated with healthier foods, the inclusion of refined flour and added sugars changes the overall nutritional profile of the product. The combination of these ingredients creates a snack that is more similar to a dessert than a whole grain option. The oils used in the cookies and filling are typically refined vegetable oils, chosen for their shelf stability. These oils allow the product to remain fresh over long periods, but are part of the broader industrial processing approach used in packaged snacks. Little Debbie products are designed to be convenient and affordable, but they rely heavily on additives and processing techniques to maintain consistency and shelf life. While they may be enjoyed occasionally, they are not the same as cookies made from simple, fresh ingredients. 8. Mother's Circus Animal Cookies. Mother's Circus Animal Cookies are a colorful snack often associated with childhood treats. Their bright icing and sprinkles make them visually appealing, but the ingredient list reflects a highly processed product. One of the main concerns is the use of artificial colors and flavoring agents to create the signature appearance and taste of these cookies. These additives are commonly used in processed foods to enhance visual appeal and maintain consistency. Another issue is the combination of refined flour, sugar, and processed oils used in the cookies. These ingredients are typical of mass-produced snacks and contribute to their long shelf life. The icing layer adds additional sugar and stabilizers, increasing the overall sweetness of the product. Because these cookies are often consumed in large quantities, the combination of sugar and additives can add up quickly. While they are marketed as a fun snack, they represent the broader category of highly processed baked goods designed for convenience and visual appeal. 9. Lofthouse Frosted Sugar Cookies. Lofthouse Frosted Sugar Cookies are known for their soft texture and thick layer of frosting, making them a popular choice for celebrations and everyday snacking. However, their ingredient profile highlights the level of processing involved in creating such a product. One of the main concerns is the high sugar content, particularly in the frosting, which is made from sugar, oils, and stabilizing ingredients rather than traditional buttercream. Another factor is the use of preservatives that allow these cookies to remain soft and fresh for extended periods. Unlike homemade cookies, which are typically consumed within a few days, Lofthouse cookies are designed to maintain their texture over longer shelf times. The combination of refined flour, processed oils, and artificial colors in the frosting contributes to the overall processed nature of the product. While they may be appealing due to their softness and sweetness, they are far removed from traditional cookie recipes. 10. Pillsbury Ready to Bake Cookie Dough. Pillsbury Ready to Bake. Cookie dough is marketed as a convenient way to enjoy freshly baked cookies at home. While baking the cookies yourself may seem like a step closer to homemade, the dough itself is still a processed product designed for storage and convenience. One of the main concerns is the use of preservatives and stabilizers that allow the dough to remain safe and usable over time. Another factor is the type of ingredients used in the dough. Like many packaged cookie products, it contains refined flour, sugar, and processed oils. These ingredients are chosen for their stability and consistency rather than their similarity to traditional baking ingredients. The dough also includes flavoring agents to ensure that the cookies taste the same every time they are baked. While this consistency is appealing, it highlights the industrial approach to production. Pillsbury cookie dough offers convenience and the experience of baking at home, but it still reflects the broader processed food system. For consumers looking for a more traditional baking experience, making cookies from scratch with simple ingredients may be a closer match to homemade quality. Now here's the truth most people don't realize. Cookies themselves are not the enemy. Cookies have been made for generations using simple ingredients like flour, butter, sugar, eggs, and chocolate. The real problem is how modern food companies have transformed that simple recipe into something highly processed, loaded with refined oils, artificial flavors, and preservatives designed to extend shelf life. That's why not all cookies are the same. Some brands focus on simpler ingredients and more traditional baking methods, giving you a product that feels much closer to homemade. So now, instead of just telling you what to avoid, let's take a look at a couple of cookie brands that are generally considered better options. Safe brand. Number 1, Simple Mills Almond Flour Cookies. Almond flour cookies are often seen as a better alternative to many traditional packaged cookies because they focus on a simpler ingredient list and different base ingredients. Instead of relying on refined wheat flour, these cookies use almond flour as the primary base, which gives them a different texture and composition compared to standard cookies. This change range alone sets them apart from many mass-produced cookie brands that depend heavily on refined grains. Another key difference is the type of ingredients used to create sweetness and flavor. While these cookies still contain sweeteners, they are typically formulated with fewer artificial additives and flavoring compounds compared to many conventional cookie brands. The ingredient list is generally shorter and easier to recognize, which appeals to consumers who prefer more transparency in the foods they eat. The fats used in Simple Mills cookies also differ from many mainstream options. Instead of relying heavily on highly refined vegetable oils, these cookies often use alternative fat sources that are less processed. This contributes to a product that feels closer to traditional baking, even though it is still a packaged snack. Another advantage is that these cookies are not designed to sit on shelves for extremely long periods in the same way as heavily processed snacks. While they are still packaged for convenience, the formulation focuses more on ingredient quality rather than maximum shelf life. This approach helps maintain a balance between convenience and a more traditional recipe style. Simple Mills cookies are not identical to homemade cookies, but they represent a shift toward products that prioritize simpler ingredients and fewer additives. For people who enjoy cookies regularly, choosing brands like this can be a step toward reducing the amount of highly processed ingredients in their diet while still enjoying a familiar snack. Safe brand number 2, Partake Foods cookies. Partake Foods cookies are another brand that has gained popularity among consumers looking for alternatives to highly processed snack options. One of the main reasons this brand stands out is its focus on ingredient simplicity and transparency. The company emphasizes creating cookies with a short list of recognizable ingredients, avoiding many of the artificial additives and preservatives commonly found in mass-produced cookie brands. Another key aspect of Partake cookies is the type of ingredients used. These cookies are often made without many of the common components found in traditional packaged cookies, such as heavily refined oils and artificial flavoring agents. Instead, the brand focuses on creating a product that relies on more straightforward ingredients while still delivering a satisfying taste and texture. The production approach also plays a role in how these cookies differ from conventional options. While they are still manufactured on a commercial scale, the formulation is designed to reduce reliance on additives used purely for shelf stability. This results in a cookie that feels less engineered and closer to a traditional baked good. Another advantage is portion control and serving size awareness. Because these cookies are often marketed toward consumers who are more conscious of ingredients, they are typically packaged in a way that encourages more mindful snacking. This can help reduce the tendency to overconsume Partake Foods. Cookies are not a perfect substitute for homemade cookies, but they offer an alternative for people who want to avoid some of the more heavily processed ingredients found in mainstream brands. By focusing on simpler recipes and fewer additives, they provide a cookie option that aligns more closely with traditional baking principles, while still offering the convenience of a packaged product. So here's the bottom line. Cookies aren't the problem. The way they're made today is. What started as a simple combination of flour, butter, sugar, and eggs has turned into a highly processed snack filled with refined oils, artificial flavors, preservatives, and ingredients designed to keep you hooked. And the scary part is, many of these cookie brands look completely normal on the outside. They're marketed as family snacks, lunchbox treats, or even baked with care. But behind the label, they're engineered for shelf life and mass production, not quality. The good news is you don't have to give up cookies completely. By choosing brands that focus on simpler ingredients and more traditional recipes, you can still enjoy your favorite snack without constantly loading your body with highly processed ingredients. Small changes like this might not seem like a big deal, but over time, they can make a noticeable difference in how you eat every day. If this video opened your eyes even a little, make sure you hit that like button so more people can discover what's really hiding inside everyday foods. Share this video with someone who snacks on cookies regularly but has never checked what's actually in them. And if you want more content like this, exposing popular food brands and showing you better options, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications right now, because the next product we break down might already be sitting in your kitchen,